राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय निताय गौरचंद्र जय निताय गौरचंद्र जय निताय गौरचंद्र जय निताय गौरचंद्र जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Reading from Canto 2, Chapter 5, Shloka number, text 9. Brahmauvacha Samyak karuni kashyedam Vatsate vichikitsitam Yad aham chodita saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahmauvacha Samyak karunikashyedam Vatsate vichikitsitam Yad aham choditam saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahmovacha Samyak karunikashyedam Vatsate vichikitsitam Yad aham chodita saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Samyak karunikashyedam Vachate vichikitsitam Yad aham chodita saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahmovacha Samyak karunikashyedam Vatsate chichitam Yad aham choditam saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahmovacha Samyak karunikashyedam Vatsate vichikitsitam Yadaham chodita saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahmovacha Samyak karunikashyedam Vatsate vichikitatsitam Yadaham chodita saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahmovacha Samyak karunikashyedam Vatsate vichikitsitam Yadaham chodita saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahmovacha Samyak karunikashyedam Vatsate vichikitsitam Yadaham chodita saumya Bhagavad virya darshane Brahma Uvacha Lord Brahma said, Samyak, perfectly, Karunikashya, of you, who are very kind. Idam, this, Vatsa, my dear boy, Te, your, Vichikitsitam, inquisitiveness, Yat, by which, Aham, myself, Chodita, inspired, Saumya, O gentle one, Bhagavat, of the personality of Godhead, Virya, prowess, Darshane, in the matter of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Lord Brahma said, My dear boy Narad, being merciful to all, including me, you have asked all these questions because I have been inspired to see into the prowess of the Almighty Personality of Godhead. Purport. Brahmaji, being so questioned by Naradji, congratulated him, for it is usual for the devotees to become very enthusiastic when they are questioned concerning the Almighty Personality of Godhead. That is the sign of a pure devotee of the Lord. Such discourses on the transcendental activities of the Lord purify the atmosphere in which discussions are held, and he and the devotees thus become enlivened while answering such questions. It is purifying both for the questioners and for one who answers the questions. The pure devotees are not only satisfied by knowing everything about the Lord, but are also eager to broadcast the information to others, for they want to see the glories of the Lord are known to everyone. Thus, the devotee feels satisfied when such an opportunity is offered to him. This is the basic principle of missionary activities. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथां वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमाप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्वसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you very much, devotees, for giving me an opportunity. Please bless me so that whatever I speak is in parampara and is pleasing to the devotees. And if I speak anything beyond my realization, please forgive me. So, very important episode that is happening in Srimad Bhagavatam, where there is a conversation between two exalted devotees. Actually, this is a conversation between two Mahajans, Narad Muni and Brahmaji. It is kind of a Guru Shishya discussion that is happening, and it is very important for us because they are originators of our sampradaya, Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. And when Narad Muni is asking this question to Brahmaji is becoming very excited for such a question. In fact, he says that, my dear boy Narad, being merciful, Karunikashya, you're being merciful by asking this question. So very strange, if you take the English meaning of merciful, it is said that one who becomes compassionate on others, who is in power, who can actually punish somebody, he becomes compassionate to the other person. So Brahmaji, in a mood of humble servant, is saying that you are merciful to me. Actually, it should be the other way around. But Brahmaji takes a very humble position and says, you are being very merciful to me by asking this question. And typically, if you see, anybody who knows the answer is glorified for his knowledge. But it is only in Srimad Bhagavatam that you will find that the questioner is glorified more than the person who is answering. So over here, Brahmaji knows the answer, but he is not behaving like I know all attitude, मेरे को सब जानते हैं, तू पूछ मुझे, मैं answer करूँगा. He doesn't show that kind of an attitude, but he shows a very humble attitude. This is a very important lesson for us. Mahajana yena katha sampanta. We have to follow in the footsteps of Mahajan. So what Brahmaji does is he is actually acknowledging the question first. This is how we should also try to answer when somebody questions us. He is first acknowledging the question, that this question is very good. Then he is praising the devotee before answering. And before we answer, we should actually, pray to our Guru Maharaj and Krishna that the appropriate words come in our mouth so that we can speak. We see the whole chapter, the previous chapter, where Parikshit Maharaj is asking questions to Sukdev Goswami. Sukdev Goswami doesn't answer immediately. He doesn't say that. He spends one whole chapter glorifying his Guru and Krishna before he answers. So this is very important. Sometimes we, as a small-time preacher, we sometimes have preconceived notion, especially when we are taking DYS and those basic courses. Similar questions come to us about creation. And we are like, मेरे को सब आता है. Even before that person asks the question, we tell, अरे मेरे को तेरा question भी पता है, मुझे पता है तुझे क्या दूसरा भी question है. We straight away blurt out the answer before even acknowledging the question, or before even telling them that you have asked a very beautiful question. We just blurt out our answers. So we should not do that. We should try to actually internalize, appreciate the question, appreciate the questioner, and then pray to Guru and to Krishna before we answer. So this question and answer actually forms the basis of all our scriptures. You take any scripture, it is only because of the questions asked by the disciple to his Guru, the entire scriptures are manifested. And not just scriptures, even the great sages are manifested because of they ask the right questions. This question and answer is very important in our life. You take any scripture or any sage, for example, Ratnakar. If he would have not asked the right questions to Narad Muni, that how will I be, how will I overcome the sins that I have accumulated, Ratnakar would have never become Valmiki. If Valmiki would have never asked Narad Muni the question, he asked, actually Ramayana starts with a question. In Balkand, the first two shlokas are a question. He says, Tapasvadhaya niratam tapasvi vagvidam varam naradam paripracha. Naradam paripracha means he's asking question. Valmiki munipungavam. Kon asmin sampratam loke gunavan kasht viryavan dharmagyasya kritagyasya satyavakya dridvita. So Narad Muni is asking this question, Valmiki is asking this question to Narad Muni. And because Valmiki asked this question to Narad Muni, Ramayana manifested. If you take even Bhagavad Gita for that matter, it starts with a question. Dhritarashtra asks, Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kim akurvata karva sanjaya. So this also starts with a question. And then the answers follow. And then actually in the second chapter, Arjuna also asked the question. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita would have not spoken. 2.7, Arjuna asked this question. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prachami tam dharma samuda cheta yatshreyasan nishitam bruhitan me shishyasteham sadhi mam tam prapannam. So because of this question, Krishna started speaking the answers. And actually, Bhagavad Gita was supposed to be concluded in chapter 2 only. And Srila Prabhupada also says that the chapter 2 is Bhagavad Gita summarized. But in the third chapter, Arjuna asked another question, saying that you have given me equivocal instructions. You have given Vyamishreneva Vakyena. Vyamishrena. It's Mishra. Equivocal instructions you have given me. You tell me for sure what is beneficial to me. Why equivocal instructions? Because if you see in second chapter, Krishna says that Durena Avram Karma, that you be far away from bad karma. And then another instruction comes that Tasmat Uttishta Kaunteya, get up and fight. So Arjuna is confused whether I should fight or I should be away from bad karma. So these are two equivocal instructions that Krishna is giving. So Arjuna asked this question in the third chapter, and then again Bhagavad Gita, for the benefit of us, another 16 more chapters are said. So this is true for any scripture. Even Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken because, 6 questions asked by the sages of Naimisharanya to Sutta Goswami. And because of this, entire Bhagavatam was spoken by Sutta Goswami, who had heard from Sukdev Goswami. But when these questions were asked, Sutta Goswami was so pleased. He says, iti samsprashna. Samprashna means very satisfying, perfect inquiries you are making. So again, when questions are being asked, the person who's answering is actually acknowledging the question and glorifying the question. So this question and answer is a very important concept in our sampradaya and for understanding. But we should be asking the right questions. This actually question mark in English language also, you see, it is like a hook. You've seen the punctuation. It is the most powerful punctuation in the English dictionary. Why? Because this punctuation, this hook can act as a hook to bring us closer to Krishna, or it can act as an anchor to stay away from Krishna. If we ask the right questions, we become closer to Krishna. But if we ask the wrong questions, we are anchored in this material world and we cannot go back to Godhead. So this question mark is a very important thing. All the sages, they ask the right question, which make them closer to Krishna. Most of these questions that we ask ourselves are actually, we don't ask Guru. This question and answer is going on in our mind. So we need to analyze our thoughts, whether we are asking the right question, whether this question that I am asking myself, not even to Guru, whether it will take me closer to Krishna or it will take me away from the Krishna. Like sometimes we are in a situation where we are not comfortable with the group of devotees or group of congregation or the temple. And we may say, why am I not getting better service over here? Why is this group only getting these services? Why only this? So rather than asking this question, you can change the question. This question is not going to bring us closer to Krishna. By asking this question, are we getting closer to Krishna? No, we are going to go away from the Krishna. So we should change this question to, how can I be service to you over here? If we change this question, the similar question, but if we change the question, then we can become closer to Krishna. There are so many times we get reversals in our life and we may think that, why me? Why only me? Why not this person? Why not this person? He's so, impious, or he's eating, smoking, drinking, eating meat, whatever. But nothing happens to him, but only to me. So Parikshit Maharaj also, but if you reverse this question, what is the lesson for me by these circumstances? Then we become closer to Krishna. By asking why me, we don't become closer to Krishna. But if we reverse this question, what is the lesson? Parikshit Maharaj did this. He was cursed by Shringi, but he did not say, why me? Mujhe hi kyun? Mujhe hi ki ye kyun kiya? No, he didn't say that. He said, what is the lesson? So he asked Sukdev Goswami, what is the duty of a person who is on the deathbed? So he asked relevant questions so that he can become closer to Krishna. So this question and answer which goes on in our mind is little dangerous actually. Mind is always prepared with an answer even before you ask a question. And Chaitanya Charan Prabhu gives a very elaborate acronym for mind. Very nice actually when I read it. MIND. Mind is magnifies, M means magnifies the problem. Our mind always magnifies the problem than what we have. It adds yesterday's problem, tomorrow's problem to our current problems, and it magnifies it. And we were, because it becomes, everything is together, it becomes overwhelming for us, unmanageable, and then we take drastic steps. So sometimes we also magnify the problem by harping on the same problem again and again. If somebody has a habit of being untidy, I have, then harping on it again and again, you are magnifying the problem. So this mind we should not trust. So mind magnifies the problem. Second, I imagines the pleasure. It imagines the pleasure that something is better, grass is always greener on the other side. If I get this service, I'll be better. So it imagines the pleasure. And it imagines that all the devotees are happy, but only I am not happy. N mind ka N is neglects the opportunities. Sometimes even if you have talent, but our mind makes us procrastinate. It does not give us the commitment that we need to make sure our talent is utilized in a better way. So talent, what translates talent into achievement is commitment. But our mind always tells us neglect the opportunities. The basic opportunity and the most important opportunity given to us is spirituality, is Krishna consciousness. But the mind tells us, neglect it. don't worry, neglect it. So N is neglect the opportunities and D is deny the realities. So no reality is, we know death is a reality, but we deny, मुझे नहीं होगा, दूसरे सबको होगा, we deny the reality. So it is a very we should not trust our mind. So what should we do then if we don't trust our mind? Our scriptures tell us what should we do. We should approach a spiritual master. Krishna also tells, you make relevant inquiries to your spiritual master. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadeshanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshina. So in this very important things are mentioned. What should be our attitude? Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. You ask relevant inquiries to a relevant person in a relevant mood of humility and service. Then you will be given the answers. This is our sampradaya. Like you ask questions. We don't try to find answers by our own selves. That is not our parampara. That is not our sampradaya. That find answers by our own selves. We are like cats and not like monkeys. You know the difference between cat and monkeys? Monkeys, the child monkey, how it will go along with his mother? It will catch on its own the skin of the mother. So we are not like monkeys. We don't become spiritual by our own endeavors, catching the skin of the monkey. We are like cats. The cats actually carry their children on the mouth and they take the children wherever they are taking. So we are like the cats. We should be, it is a descending process, not an ascending process. So, it is very important to ask relevant questions. If you don't ask relevant questions, you will not be benefited. Like Srila Prabhupada discarded irrelevant questions outrightly. Like once somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, have you seen Indra or Brahma? Srila Prabhupada said, Srila Prabhupada did not actually understand the question also. So, some devotee translated that question. That he's asking you whether you have seen Indra or Brahma. And Srila Prabhupada said, if I had seen Brahma or Indra, what is the benefit to you? Or if I had not seen Indra or Brahma, what is the benefit lost to you? So it is an irrelevant question. Sometimes devotees even ask questions from scriptures which are irrelevant to them. Like once a person asked Srila Prabhupada that I heard in Bhagavad Gita it is said that, stone and gold, a yogi sees stone and gold as the same. So Srila Prabhupada said, how does it matter to you? And where have you heard it? He didn't know where he had heard it, but he had said, I had heard by somebody. Srila Prabhupada said, this is for advanced devotees, not for you. Ask relevant questions which are pertaining to the subject matter, not otherwise. So, one of the qualifications to ask question is that one should be very eager to hear the answer. It should not happen that I ask question and then I'm looking around at everybody saying that, सब लोग मेरे को प्रशंसा कर रहे कि नहीं अच्छा question पूछा. It should not be like that. You should be eager to hear the answer. The answer could be for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 7 days, or many months. But you should be eager to answer. Parikshit Maharaj had that eagerness. He asked that question and he was eager to get the answer. He waited for 7 days and 7 nights to hear the answer. It was not, and as more days were going on, he became more enthusiastic to hear the answers. So sometimes our enthusiasm dies down. When we are fasting, in the morning we are eager and doing service, and after afternoon we are like very weak. But Parikshit Maharaj was the other way around. He was more eager. He was with every day his eagerness was increasing. In fact, in the 10th canto, where it is like towards the end of, he says, Nai sati duhasa shunmam tyaktodam api badate nibantantvam mukham bhoja Chutyam Hari Kathamrita. So it is, the word uses Nai Sati Duhasa, Ati Duhasa. It is very difficult to control my hunger and thirst. And because of that only he got cursed. It is very difficult to control my hunger and thirst. But because the Krishna Katha, the nectar of Krishna Katha is flowing, I am not bothered about my hunger and thirst. I am being more enthusiastic. And when such person is more enthusiastic to hear, the preacher is also becomes enthusiastic. So Sukdev Goswami replies to him. He says, Samyak vyavastita buddhis Tava Raj Risho Satatama Vasudev Kathayam Te Yad Jata Naistiti Rati. He says, you are a Raj Rishi. You are a administrator, but also a devotee. And what can an administrator plus a devotee can do? We had seen a small glimpse during this Ram Mandir opening, right? Though we may not say that Modi is, Raj Rishi, but one glimpse we can see of how Raj Rishis used to behave. He united the entire, country just by one event. Everybody was talking, whether from whichever religion, whichever party, political party. He united the entire country by just one event. So imagine how Raj Rishis could behave. They had the power to unite the entire country and make them Krishna consciousness. So Sukdev Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaj that you are a Raj Rishi and you are very eager, and by your intelligence is firmly fixed in spiritual understanding. So it is very pleasing. And then Sukdev Goswami actually tells the benefit of hearing and preacher. Sukdev Goswami says, Vasudeva Katha Prashna Purusham Strin Punatihi Vaktaram Prachakam Shrotams Tad Pada Shalilam Yatha. So Vasudev Katha Prashna, questions about the pastimes of and characteristics of Vasudev, Krishna, purifies three kinds of mind, three kinds of people. Purushams, Trin Punit. Three kinds of people get purified. One is Vaktarams. Vaktaram is the speaker. Prachakam, inquisitive hearer. The one who is hearing, he gets purified. And third is Shrotrams. The one in between, whoever is in between this speaker and the hearer, they also get purified. Like how they get purified, like the Mother Ganges who purifies all the three worlds, all the three participants get purified. So we'll see how these three participants get purified. The speaker, Vaktaram, what is Vaktaram? He's a preacher. And Srila Prabhupada very nicely defines in this purport, who's a preacher? The pure devotees are not only satisfied by knowing everything about the Lord, but are also eager to broadcast the information to others. For they want to see the glories of the Lord are known to everyone. Thus the devotee feels satisfied when such an opportunity is offered to him. So he is a preacher. This is the basic principle of missionary activities. Preacher, I had heard once in Srila Prabhupada said, preaching activity is an overflow of Krishna consciousness within you. It should not be an artificial activity. It should be an overflow. When you get something, sale, or like yesterday I was just, something popped up on my phone saying that, in SBI, in UP or something, in that ATM, there was an ATM which had become faulty. It was giving 5 times the money that was being requested. And it seems there was a huge queue for that. People were standing in the huge queue. Why? So, because when you get something good, you want to give it to others. You want to share it with others. So everyone in that vicinity, in 3 days, everyone looted the ATM. So this is like that. A preacher, because of his overjoy of Krishna consciousness, he wants it to give it to others. He wants everyone to get benefited. So this is how a preacher should be. It's not about just giving nice classes. He should be ever eager to discuss about Krishna Katha. Like His Grace Kanai Thakur Prabhu. In my life, I've seen many such preachers. They always want to discuss Krishna Katha. Kal Chakra Prabhu is also one. They always want to discuss. Whenever he comes to Pune, he's like, let's call everybody, we'll discuss Krishna Katha. He's like, even if 2 people come, you call everybody, we'll discuss Krishna Katha. So that is a real preacher. It's not about giving eloquent classes and, mesmerizing the audience. They are always eager to give Krishna Katha. Because Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Matchid Madgata Prana Bodhayantas Parasparam Kathayantasya Mam Nityam Nitya Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. So my pure devotees, they have lot of satisfaction. What is the benefit of the preacher? Here Krishna says, they feel satisfied and ever blissful. Tushyanti che ramanti cha. They are always feeling satisfied and they are always blissful by discussing about my pastimes. So what should the preacher do? The preacher should actually do the occupation of a honeybee, it is said. What does the honeybee do? Honeybee goes from one flower to another flower. It takes nectar from one flower, then it goes to another flower, gives nectar over there, or drops some nectar over there, takes nectar from another flower, goes to another flower. That should be the activity of a preacher, like a honeybee. It should go from one place to another. They should take inspiration from one place, go to another place, give that inspiration what accumulated, take inspiration again, go to another flower. It should not be like a chubby honeybee, Srila Prabhupada. Chubby honeybee, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. Chubby honeybee, what does it do? It just sticks to one lotus flower. And because the fragrance of lotus flower is so much, it stays near that lotus flower, stays inside the lotus flower also. And then what happens? In the evening, when the lotus flower closes, the honeybee dies. So a preacher should not be contained in four walls. His Holiness Mahavishnu Swami Maharaj says, if you want to go away from the pangs of old age, one should go and preach everywhere. One should not die within the four walls. So this is what a preacher should do. It should act like a honeybee. It should go from one place to another, giving nectar of Krishna Katha to everybody. Take nectar and give nectar. And we see Srila Prabhupada also did that in his life. He was just going around the world many times, just propagating the message of Krishna consciousness. Sukdev Goswami also did that. It is said that Sukdev Goswami used to stay in one house only till the time it takes to milk a cow. After that, he would go to another house. That time was not to take milk from that house, but it was to give association to that householder. So preacher gets benefited. What is the benefit? He gets blissful and he's fully satisfied. How is he satisfied? Actually, if you see a businessman gets satisfied when he gets opportunity to do business. A Kshatriya, when does he get satisfied? He gets satisfied when there is something to manage, to administer, or to go for war. He gets satisfaction. Similarly, a preacher gets satisfaction when he is given an opportunity to speak. So that way the preacher gets satisfied. Prachakam, one who hears also gets benefited. We are always lamenting about the past. We are illusioned about the present, and we are always fearful of the future. So by hearing, these three goes away. Shoka, Moha, Bhayapad. These three go away, and what does happen? Bhakti utpadyate. Bhakti is born when we hear the Krishna Katha. When Prachakam, when he hears Krishna Katha, Shoka, Moha and Bhaya goes away, and Bhakti sprouts. So this is the benefit a person gets who's hearing. And Shrotams is anybody who is in between. Like in Mahabharata war, Krishna was there, Kaura was there, Arjuna was there. But everybody in between got liberated because they saw Krishna. When they were leaving their body, they saw Krishna. They had association of Krishna. So Krishna is not different from his names, his glories and his pastimes. So whoever hears indirectly also gets benefited by it. Like Srila Prabhupada always gives an example of fire. It does not matter whether a boy touches the fire or an adult touches the fire. The fire is going to burn both of them. Similarly, whoever is in touch with Krishna always gets burned by the fire of Krishna consciousness. So Shrotams also get, benefited. So in our Sampradaya, since this is also, disappearance day of Ramchandra Kaviraj Goswami, so we'll share some small pastime about Ramchandra Kaviraj Goswami. In the Sampradaya, we have many such preachers. And Ramchandra Kaviraj was a very great devotee, very close associate of Narottam Das Thakur. So how he was born? So he was actually, there was one person called Damodar Kaviraj. He was a devotee of Durga Devi. And he was a great debater. He was an expert debater. And when he went for debates, he used to defeat everybody. So once one scholar came and he challenged him for a debate. And Damodar Kaviraj defeated that person in debate. And that scholar got so offended that he cursed Damodar Kaviraj, saying that you will never get a boy in this lifetime. Child. And that time Damodar Kaviraj was just starting his family, and he was very fearful when he heard this curse, and he was like begging for forgiveness, saying that please don't reverse your curse. I'm just going to about to start my family, and you have cursed me that I will not get a son. So after a lot of pleading, that scholar said, okay, I can't reverse this curse, but I will give you a benediction that you will have a very good daughter. She'll be very Krishna conscious daughter, and she'll be very chaste. And through that daughter, you will get she will get two sons. One is Ramchandra Kaviraj and Shri Govinda Kaviraj. So when that daughter got married, daughter name was Sunanda. Sunanda got married, and she was about to give a birth to a child. So she gave birth to Damodar, to Ramchandra Kaviraj. And the second child, when she was about to, it was not coming out. She was in labor pain for many days. So she asked her maid servants to go to her father for an solution. And the father, at that time, they were worshippers of Durga Devi. So at that time, he was worshipping Durga Devi. And when he heard this, he took up the sword of Durga Devi and did Abhishek. And then the Abhishek water, he said, give it to Sunanda. And as soon as Sunanda drank the water of the Abhishek, a painless delivery happened. So when Shri Govind was born, he was very indebted. He thought that he was born because of Durga Devi. So he was a chaste follower of Durga Devi. So Govind was a brother of Ramchandra Kaviraj. Ramchandra Kaviraj, when he grew up, he became, he decided to get married. And when he married, and he was going from, one village to another village, in between he saw there was a class happening by Srinivas Acharya. And when he saw, Srinivas Acharya also saw Ramchandra Kaviraj, and Ramchandra Kaviraj also saw Srinivas Acharya. And there was some connection that happened. And Ramchandra Kaviraj decided to sit and hear from Srinivas Acharya. So that night, his wife and husband both spent hearing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Srinivas Acharya. And then Srinivas Acharya said, what is this? What are you doing? You have spent so much effort, money on tying a rope around your neck to be hanged. Like when he was getting married. The fool ka mala rehta hai na, it's like a rope that is used for hanging yourself. I wish I knew this earlier. So then he decided that he wants to take initiation from Srinivas Acharya. And after initiation, he became so effulgent. He was propagating the glories of Krishna consciousness all over the village. And Govind, when he saw his brother so effulgent and so happy, he said, I also want to become like my brother. What did he do? And he said, his brother said, I took initiation from Srinivas Acharya. And he said, I also want to take, but I am a devout follower of Durga Devi. He was contemplating, how can I offend Durga Devi, who was responsible for my birth? So while he was contemplating, Durga Devi came and she announced that, Krishna is my master. You should definitely go and take initiation from Srinivas Acharya and, follow Krishna consciousness. I'll be more pleased if you follow Krishna consciousness. So Shri Govind became very, very delighted. Actually, Shri Govind is also a kavi. I mean, we heard many, bhajans from him, like Bhajavu Remana is by Shri Govind Kaviraj. So he became very delighted and he went along with Ramchandra Kaviraj to Srinivas Acharya. And they found that Srinivas Acharya actually had left for Vrindavan. And all the devotees were actually very morose in that village and asking Ramchandra Kaviraj that please go to Vrindavan and get back our Acharya, Srinivas Acharya, because we don't even know whether he'll come back to Bengal. So Ramchandra Kaviraj went to Vrindavan, and when he went to Vrindavan, there was a atmosphere, beautiful, like everybody came to know that there's a exalted devotee coming. The way he walked and the way he came, there was talk in the town that, some exalted devotee is coming. And Jiva Goswami asked Srinivas Acharya, do you know this person? And Srinivas Acharya said, he might be my disciple, Ramchandra Kaviraj. And soon he came to Vrindavan, Ramchandra Srinivas Acharya took him to Radha Damodar temple. And there Jiva Goswami hugged him. And where he served, Ramchandra Kaviraj served his guru, Srinivas Acharya, and Srinivas Acharya was serving his guru Gopal Bhatt Goswami. So today is Gopal Bhatt Goswami appearance day also. So this, he served his guru so well, and he used to compose poems, so nice poems, that Jeev Goswami conferred upon him the title of Kaviraj. So it was then from that day onwards, it was said that Ramchandra Kaviraj was his name. So Ramchandra Kaviraj, and then Jeev Goswami asked Ramchandra Kaviraj and Srinivas Acharya to go back to Jajigram because the devotees were waiting for them. And Shamanand Pandit also came at that time, and he also went. And when they were going towards Jajigram, they came to a village where Narottam Das Thakur came. And actually, Ramchandra Kaviraj had always heard about the glories of Narottam Das Thakur, because Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivas Acharya were very good friends. And that before meeting Narottam Das Thakur, Ramchandra Kaviraj did not sleep the whole night. He was always thinking about, Narottam Das Thakur. And just before the morning, he got little sleep for a few minutes. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in his dream and said, "Don't feel bad. Narottam Das Thakur is my very good devotee, but you are also my very good devotee. And in future, you both will propagate my names throughout the, all the villages." So that benediction Ramchandra Kaviraj got. And when Narottam Das Thakur came, he actually narrated a desire to Srinivas Acharya that I have made 6 deities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he wants to celebrate Gaur Purnima festival for the first time. And actually all the devotees were very morose at that time, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left the world, Nityanand Prabhu had left the world. So everybody was very morose, and he said this will be a good occasion to get all the devotees and celebrate. But Srinivas Acharya was thinking, how can we celebrate, very less time. That time there was no WhatsApp or, invitation sender. So people had to personally go to all the villages and call all the devotees from there. But he got a dream of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you send Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur and Ramchandra together, and they will make sure everybody comes. So actually, everybody came. Jano Mataji went, collected all the devotees from Khetri Gram, then she collected all the devotees from Navadip, and hundreds and hundreds of devotees came over here for this festival. And because Narottam Das Thakur and Ramchandra Kaviraj, they went all around. Actually, they became very, very good friends. In fact, this entire the friendship was so bonded that Narottam Das Thakur glorified Ramchandra Kaviraj in a song. I forgot the starting of the song, but Sri Chaitanya Daya. One second, I have written it somewhere. Daya karo. So sorry, can you sing? Sangha mange Narottam Das. So Ramachandra Sangha mange Narottam Das. And he's pleading to Srinivas Acharya that I'm pleading to you that give me association of Ramchandra Kaviraj. So this is a very glorious day. So that these are the kind of preachers that we had in our movement. So just summarizing what we discussed that the discussion between Narad Muni and Brahmaji, very important lessons to learn from Narad Muni and Brahmaji specifically, that how a person who is a preacher should behave. We also discussed what are the occupations of a preacher and who gets benefited when there is a discussion between when there is a discussion of Krishna Katha happening between two people. The preacher gets benefited, the hearer gets benefited, and all the people around it gets benefited. So thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam.